Hi, I'm Dr. Mance, and this is my video that I'm going to do on the body scan practice. So on my first video on interoceptive practices, I just went over the basics of interoception. So before you go into the body scan, a prerequisite that I'd like you to have is the ability to bring your attention into your body and to sense at least some of the easier to sense body parts before you go into this practice. So before you go into this, I'd like you to be able to do this. So close your eyes and put your hands up like this. Bring your attention into your dominant hand, whether it's your right hand or your left, and just bring your attention into that hand and just sense from within. And then bring your attention to your opposite hand. And then bring your attention down into your feet, both your left and your right. And then bring your attention into your face. Now, if you're able to do that with relative ease, then you can go on and do the body scan practice. But until you can do those practices, I would recommend you go back to my first article on the Sixth Sense, the key to mastering your emotions, where I go over some of the basics. And what you can do is, if you're having trouble sensing the body internally, you can amplify the sensations. So I go over a clapping mechanism, going like 10 times fast, letting the tingling to help guide your attention. You can do other things like lifting heavy objects for a while, letting the burn kick in, and then sensing the burn as it develops. Just giving you some increased stimulation so that you can bring your attention and notice it with greater ease. So I recommend you do that first. Now, for those of you that are able to sense your hands and your feet and your face with relative ease, then we're going to move into the body scan. And as a reminder of some of the basic things that I'd like you to pay attention to is not to try to fight your thoughts during this practice at all. So when we go into this training, you're going to bring your attention inside your body, and inevitably your attention is going to go chasing after some of the spontaneous thoughts that are going to be occurring in your mind during the practice. And all you do is at that moment is catch when your attention goes chasing after a thought and gently bring it back into the body. And that's it. Don't try to control or manipulate your thoughts. It doesn't matter whether you have 1,000 thoughts, 10 thoughts, it really doesn't matter. The other skill that we're developing here is just learning to continue to bring the attention into the body, and we're going to just walk down or up the body and just sensing different body parts and just getting more comfortable sensing your body. So what we're going to do is move into the body scan practice. So looking at the timer right now, if you didn't want to listen to that introduction, you can just start it at around 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes and just allow yourself to just listen to the sounds in the room that you're in right now. Notice the volume of the sounds. Notice the pitch of the sounds, whether high, low, or medium. And then I'd like you to notice something else about sounds. Not only can you hear sounds, but you can feel them too. That sounds are vibrations through the air. As one person aptly put it, sound is touch through the air. And as you're feeling and listening to the sounds that are around you in your environment, you're just simply opening yourself to that, receiving that. No will, no efforting is required. In fact, any efforting during this entire training will simply make it more difficult to sense and feel. Now what I'd like you to do is just bring your attention down into the body and bring it down into the belly area, just at around the belly button. And notice the sensations that are present in that area. What I'd like you to do is not to control your breathing at all here. No manipulating, no controlling of the breath. Just allow yourself to be breathed by your body. And just noticing the sensations that correspond with the inhalation, noticing the expansion and the stretch in the belly region. And then on the exhale, noticing the relaxation and contraction of the belly. And so you're gently covering this area of the body as it goes through the swelling of the inhale and the shrinking on the exhale, and just noticing and receiving. And if your attention jumps off into any spontaneous thoughts, you just gently catch it and gently bring it back currently to the sensations of your natural breath. Now what I'd like you to do is then bring your attention up from the belly and bring it up into your lips, and just notice the sensations on your lips, whatever's there. Whether you feel anything or not, don't worry, with time and with practice, you eventually will. And then bring your attentions to your cheeks, both left and right. And then slide it over to your ears, noticing the outer architecture of your ears, the ridges, the valleys, the folds that comprise your outer ears. Letting the sensations come to you, not trying to fish for them or try to feel them, just letting go of that. And then letting your attention come center into the nose. And just notice the movement of air as you're breathing through your nostrils and the sensations they provide. And as your interoceptive capacity grows, you'll get to notice that there's a temperature difference between the inhale and the exhale. The inhale being a little bit cooler and the exhale being a little bit warmer, the air having been warmed by your lungs and your body. Then on your next inhale, let your attention go down into the throat area. And notice the movement of air at that level of the body as it caresses the walls of your windpipe. And there too, as you gain more interoceptive capacity, you'll notice that there's a difference in temperature between the inhale and the exhale. The inhale being a little bit cooler and the exhale being a little bit warmer as the air is warmed by your body. Then bring your attention down into your shoulders, noticing both the sensations of your left and right shoulders. And just letting your attention slide down your arms gently, down through your upper arms, the biceps and triceps, the elbows and the crux of your elbows, the forearms, the wrists, and let it flow into your hands, noticing the palm of your hands, the back of your hands, and just simply let your attention rest in your hands for a moment or two. Opening, receiving, allowing. And then simply let your attention flow back up your arms, through your hands, through your wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders, and let the two streams of attention meet at the center of your chest. This is often a place we feel powerful emotions, what some people might call the heart center. And then let your attention drop down from the chest into the belly. Once again, noticing the sensations in that area as you're breathing naturally, spontaneously. Continuing, letting the attention go down into your hips, both left and right, into your pelvis, and then let it flow through to your upper legs, hamstrings, and quadriceps. Letting it flow down into your knees and the back of your knees, the shins and calf muscles. Letting it continue to flow through your ankles. And finally, letting your attention rest in your feet. You may notice the heels of your feet, the arches, the toes. And so for the next few moments, simply allow your attention to hang out at the base of your body, at your feet. Noticing if you're sitting, the connection of the ground as it's pushing up and supporting your feet, and as your feet are being hugged to the ground with gravity. And now in phase 2 of this practice, I want you to simply just learn to expand the attention until you feel the whole body. So as your attention's right now on your feet, gently widen the lens of your attention to incorporate your feet and your legs simultaneously. Letting go of will and efforting, just simply open and receive. Then moving upwards, incorporate the lower belly and the lower back and the lower half of your body. Bring in your chest and upper back and the rest of your lower body. Add in your shoulders, your arms, both left and right, and hands. Bring in your throat and your neck. And then finally bring in your face and your head. So just simply let your attention encompass your body, sensing your whole body sensation. It's okay if your attention darts to a particular body part, that's all right. To help you guide you in the whole body sensation, just first notice your body's posture, how you're holding it in space. Notice its weight, the felt sense of the pull of gravity on your body. And just noticing what furniture you're currently resting on, and just let your body be fully supported by that furniture. And then in this final phase, I'm going to explore opposites of sensation. And so the first pair of opposites I'd like you to explore is just notice parts of your body that feel warmer than other parts, relatively so. Just certain parts that just feel warmer than other body parts. Then notice its opposite. Notice parts of you that feel a little bit cooler than other body parts. Second pair of opposites, I'd like you to go and explore parts of you that feel heavier than other body parts. A sense of weight. And then notice its opposite, parts of you that feel lighter than other body parts. And then the final pair of opposites, this is like you'd explore parts of you that feel more tight or constricted. And then notice parts of you that feel more open, relaxed. And then finally, just bring your attention back into the belly, at the level of the belly button. Noticing the sensations in that area. Pay attention to whether your breathing has changed at all since you began this practice. And then gradually, you can bring this practice to a close. So a few notes at the end here is the one thing that's difficult to do when I'm not doing this on a one-to-one basis is that some people prefer different pacing, meaning that going from one body part to the next, some people, especially if you have attention deficit disorder, you may prefer a faster movement throughout the body, going from your arms to your elbows to your hands, that kind of thing, or the opposite, where you want to really linger on the body parts. It depends on what works best for your particular mind and brain functioning. So you can play around with that. Once you get the general idea of how to do this, you can then do it on your own and then just work with different paces to see which one seems to work best for you. And that's a great way to kind of get you started. So I just hope you enjoyed that practice. And what we found is in many of the meditation literature that if you do these kind of practices about 10 minutes a day, 6 days a week, you will start to notice changes, significant changes. And in my clinical experience, what I noticed mostly in my clients is that after usually about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks is usually the time period of consistent practice, meaning 10 minutes or more a day, 6 days a week, that the number one thing I notice is, and they notice, is less reactivity. So the things that normally would irritate you or maybe piss you off, for instance, like getting cut off or being in traffic or long lines or any of the kind of common nuisances, is that it's not that you lose the irritation completely or the anger, it just really becomes significantly less and noticeable. And then you're losing less of your energy to these things that you can't control anyway. And oftentimes greater vitality starts to rise in the body. So I hope you go ahead and try that out, and I'll be coming out with more practices soon to follow. All right, take care.